Right now we can see the entire Gremory clan traveling on a dimensional train heading straight for the underworld to witness the new meeting meant to forge fresh alliances with other mythologies. So this is what the underworld looks like, Goku said looking at the underworld through the window. Did you not visit before? Riaz asked confused. I did come, but it was with my teleportation, so I could not really see anything, Goku answered. Everyone was doing their own thing, enjoying the trip in their own way. Lysana watched the scenery through the window entertained. Medica and Tiamat were having an arm wrestling match cheered on by Asia Riener and Zenobia. Kiba sat calmly sipping some tea, and Akino along with Riaz sat on either side of Goku while Kaneko sat in his lap, and Grafia stood beside Goku smiling. When they were almost at their destination, the train suddenly stopped. Everyone got off to see what was happening, but suddenly a 20-meter-tall dragon with purple scales appeared before them. Dragon King Tannen. Riaz shouted surprised. The Dragon King attacked the group with his powerful flame without warning. Meanwhile, Goku, Medica, and Tiamat watched from a high vantage point to see how the others would handle Tannen. Do you think we did the right thing? Tiamat asked Goku. What are you saying now, Tiamat? You were the one who agreed to this. Medica scolded her. It is fine, girls. This will teach them a lesson. Goku told the two of them with his arms crossed, not taking his eyes off the fight. A few days earlier, Goku along with Tiamat and Medica went to the underworld to ask Surzeches for something. I see. I understand the situation, the Meo answered after hearing what Goku had in mind. I know just the person. After Surzeches called someone, the four of them went out to the courtyard to greet the one summoned, and to Goku's surprise what appeared was a 20-meter dragon. Did you need me for something, Surzeches-sama? The Dragon King asked. Thanks for coming, Tannen. This one here beside me is my brother-in-law Son Goku, and he wants to propose something to you. The Meo said. Pleased to meet you, Dragon King Tannen. As Surzeches said, I am Son Goku, but just call me Goku. Goku introduced himself to the Dragon King. Pleased to meet you, Goku. So what is your proposal? Tannen asked. Well, it turns out my companions have been feeling pretty arrogant lately. Even after losing the last raiding game, they think nothing could beat them in a real fight, so I thought it would be interesting to knock them down a peg with a surprise attack from someone they could not possibly defeat. Goku explained to Tannen, who listened closely. I understand. All right, I will help with your plan. Tannen agreed. Thank you very much. Goku thanked him with a smile. Tannen looked over at Goku's side, and for some reason the emerald-haired young woman beside him seemed familiar. Hey young lady, have we met? Tannen asked Tiamat, pointing at her. He, did you get so old you do not even recognize another Dragon King, Tannen? Tiamat answered with a mocking smile. When Tannen heard her voice, he quickly remembered who she was, and instinctively broke out in a sweat. Tiamat, I did not recognize you, Tannen said, stammering. That is normal since I got a lot stronger than before thanks to my master, Tiamat answered. Your master? Who could possibly be crazy enough to challenge you? Tannen asked. This is the crazy one. Tiamat pointed at Goku with a smile on her face. The look on Tannen's face at that moment was priceless, and Goku rubbed the back of his neck embarrassed. After the surprise, Goku and Tannen agreed on the day and time for the surprise attack. End of flashback. While Goku remembered all this, the fight for his companions was not going well at all. Riaz as usual built her strategy around having Kiba, Zenobia, and Kaneko buy time, while Asia Riener and Lysana protected Akino as she gathered power for a big attack. As always, Riaz only relies on brute force. Goku sighed disappointed. Tiamat and Medica could not say anything since they were just as guilty as Riaz, and while they thought about that, a magic circle appeared beside them, and out stepped Grafia, who had gone to the Gremory residence to let them know they would be arriving soon. The battle was a disaster. The confidence they had in their own power was exactly what left them defeated again. Even with Zenobia, who had been trained by Piccolo, Riaz did not know how to make the most of her group's power, and that was her mistake. When it was all over, Goku walked over to talk with Dragon King Tannen. What did you think of them, Tannen? Goku asked, looking at everyone scattered across the ground. You were right when you said they are just fools who focus only on raw power, Tannen answered, stroking his chin. Your verdict? Goku asked. Let us see. They are strong as a group, but individually weak. I think they need to train separately. Tannen gave his verdict. I see. Would you mind if I asked you to train Zenobia? Goku requested, pointing at her. You want me to train the wielder of Durandal? Ha, that would be interesting. Tannen laughed at the proposal. Zenobia trembled at that since she would also be trained by a Dragon King. Just how much did Goku expect from her? The poor girl did not know it yet, but he had high hopes for her and her potential. Well then, let us gather everyone, load them onto the train, and head out, Goku said. After loading everyone onto the train, the journey continued until they arrived near Gremory territory, and by the time they got there most of them had woken up, and were embarrassed by their humiliating defeat. After everyone boarded the vehicle waiting for them at the station, they were taken to the Gremory mansion where Lord and Lady Gremory awaited them. Lord Gremory looked a lot like his son, but with a beard, and Lady Gremory looked just like Ria's but with brown hair. Goku approached Ria's father with a smile on his face, but you could tell from his eyes he was not exactly pleased. "Oh, if it is not my son-in-law. Pleased to meet you," he said, approaching with open arms. But Goku grabbed his head and began to squeeze. "I have been really looking forward to meeting you so I could tell you a few things," Goku said without letting go. "Ara, look how well the two of them are getting along, Yufufufu." Ria's mother laughed innocently. "Well, if you will excuse me, I need to have a talk with my father-in-law," Goku said with a bow to Ria's mother, and dragged Ria's father away with him. Everyone seeing that clasped their hands together as if praying for the soul of Ria's father. But Rias was absolutely delighted that Goku still remembered the promise he made during the fight with Riser to have a serious talk with her father. That day, the pitiful screams of Lord Gremory could be heard throughout the place, begging for mercy, and swearing he would never again try to marry off his daughter against her feelings. The next morning it was decided that until the meeting began everyone needed to be trained from scratch. The instructors would be Goku, Grafia, Medica, and Tiamat. Hearing that, everyone trembled at the Spartan training that awaited them. Zenobia would be trained by Tannen, and Akino by her father. She was reluctant about it, but at Goku's request she agreed reluctantly. Rias was the only one who did not receive training since she shut herself away to study strategy, so she would not make the same mistakes again. And so time passed, and the day of the meeting arrived. Ria's group entered the Great Hall, where many important devils were present to witness the new alliance. As everyone walked in, a voice recognizable to all of them approached at great speed. "Gotan!" Maou Seraphal Leviathan shouted, taking a huge leap toward the Saiyan, who caught her with a smile. "Long time no see, Levitan," Goku told her with a smile while holding the Maou like a princess. "Mo, I missed you so much," the petite Maou said, pouting cutely with her arms wrapped around Goku's neck. The girls watched this with envy, but since Seraphal barely got to see Goku while they were with him all day, they let it slide. In the distance, Surzetches signaled for them to come over, and with Seraphal still in Goku's arms, everyone approached where the Maou stood. When they arrived alongside the Maou were Azazel, escorted by Akino's father Michael, and Gabriel, escorted by Irina, and an old man with a monocle they did not know who was escorted by a beautiful silver-haired girl in fitted gray suit. "Long time no see, Goku," Gabriel said, walking over and hugging him. "I see you are still as beautiful as ever," Goku answered, making Gabriel blush. Everyone present smiled at Gabriel's reaction, finding it endearing, but the girls of the harem for some reason gave off dark auras since Gabriel had just been praised by Goku, something that rarely happened. "Goku, there is someone who wanted to meet you as soon as I told him you would be attending," Azazel told Goku. "Who could that be?" Goku asked. "This is him, the leader of Norse mythology," Michael said, pointing at the old man with the monocle. "Pleased to finally meet you, son Goku. I am Odin, leader of Norse mythology." Odin introduced himself, extending his hand. "Sure, pleasure is mine, but just call me Goku," Goku answered, shaking Odin's hand. At that moment, for some reason, Goku found himself staring at the girl standing beside Odin, and Odin, noticing this, smiled and introduced her. "This girl beside me is Rosweiss, a Valkyrie," Odin introduced her, and she greeted them with a bow. "A Valkyrie?" Goku asked, not knowing what that was. A Valkyrie is a female warrior who protects Valhalla, the place where our mythology resides, and this girl is the best among them. Odin answered Goku's question. "I see, but what does it take to become a Valkyrie?" Goku asked. "Valkyries are a bloodline. You do not choose to become one, you have to be born into that bloodline like this girl," old Odin explained. While Goku listened to Odin, he could not take his eyes off Rosweiss, and she was blushing from the way he looked at her. For some reason he felt drawn to her. But hearing what old Odin had just said, he quickly understood why. She was like him, born into a warrior race, and that was exactly what drew Goku to her, since his Saiyan blood sought out strong women. Odin, noticing the way Goku was looking at her, got an idea. "But what can I say, she is good at her job, but she is quite the old maid," old Odin said, shrugging his shoulders. "Oh, Odin-sama, that is cruel," Rosweiss answered, blushing. "At this rate you will never get married," Odin answered. "Sniff, sniff, wah, that is right, I am just an old maid nobody wants, wah." Rosweiss started crying after Odin's words. Goku, seeing the girl crouched down crying, could not stand it and started to grow furious with the old man for making her cry. The room began to shake from Goku's rage, and his hair danced in the air as his emerald eyes glared at old Odin, who, feeling and seeing Goku's power trembled with fear. I think I took the joke too far, Odin said in a shaky voice. The girls had hearts in their eyes seeing their man put a god in his place with just a look. Goku walked over to where Rosweiss crouched crying and spoke to her. If you do not mind, I will marry you, Goku said without hesitation. Everyone who heard what he said fell silent with their eyes wide open, but the most shocked of all was Rosweiss herself, who went completely blank staring at Goku. For a few seconds that felt like an eternity, Rosweiss stared into Goku's eyes searching them, but found no dishonesty in what he had just said. When she finally understood she had just been proposed to, her face turned bright red, and still crouched on the ground she looked away, trying to compose herself. Are you serious? You will want to marry me? Rosweiss asked nervously. Very serious, Goku answered calmly. You do not even know me, so why? Rosweiss asked, not understanding the reason. It is simple. You are exactly what I was looking for. A strong woman from a warrior race. My warrior blood calls out to you, and besides, you are very beautiful. You could not be more perfect, Goku answered as if it were obvious. Rosweiss was about to faint. He wanted her because she was a warrior. It was the first time anyone had ever told her that, and not only that, he also called her beautiful. Her. Rosweiss felt like she could die happy right there. If a girl like me is alright with you, the Valkyrie said, looking into Goku's eyes. It is because it is you that I am asking, Goku answered with a smile, helping her to her feet. Is this not wonderful? You finally found your man, Ross. Odin congratulated the Valkyrie. Yes, she answered with a smile so bright it could light up the darkest night. Everyone present applauded to congratulate the newest member of Goku's harem, while she covered her completely red and embarrassed face. The girls welcomed the newest member, the Valkyrie Rosweiss, with open arms, and the leaders present watched with smiles, seeing how warmly the girls accepted Rose into their group. Meanwhile, Goku watched with a big smile, but noticed two people were missing. One was Kaneko and the other was Ria's. This caught the Saiyan's attention, and he started tracking down their location through their ki. He quickly found them. It seemed the two of them were in a nearby forest, but alongside them was another ki he did not recognize, so he quietly slipped away from the party and headed off to see what was going on. Goku decided to hide his ki to avoid being noticed, and see how everything would play out. So when he arrived at the spot leaping between trees, he stayed perched in the top of one, watching everything happening below. It seemed Kaneko and Ria's had run into a black-haired girl with cat ears. The way she wore her kimono was quite sexy, but that did not really matter much to Goku, since compared to the girls already in his life it was nothing special. Shiron, I came to get you, the girl with cat ears said. I am not going with you, Kuroka-ni-sama, Kaneko answered the girl, who appeared to be her older sister. Kuroka, do you know what Kaneko had to go through to become who she is now? I will not let her leave my side. She is my family now, and I will not let her go with you, Rias answered, hugging Kaneko. Stay out of this, Ria's grimoire, this is between sisters, Kuroka answered, telling Rias to be quiet. It is my business too, Kuroka. Do you have any idea what trauma you caused her? I will not let that happen again, Rias answered. Kaneko was on the verge of tears, remembering what she had to go through to become who she is today. But that did not seem to matter to Kuroka, who only wanted to take her along. Nisan, I have a family now, and someone I care about, and I do not want to say goodbye to that, so I will not go with you anywhere, Kaneko answered with determination. That is nonsense, Shiron. Once you are with me you will surely forget about these people, but if you insist on being stubborn, I will just have to take you by force, Kuroka said with a smile. That will not happen, Kuroka. And if you want to do this the hard way, I will stop you with everything I have, Rias said, stepping in front of Kaneko like a shield. Naya, ha, I would love to see you try it, Grimoire girl, Kuroka answered, creating a black flame in her palm. Just as it seemed everything would end in a fight, Goku leapt down from the top of the tree, where he had been watching, and landed between the two girls looking at Kuroka. Both Kaneko and Rias were surprised. Goku, Rias said in a surprised tone. Goku-senpai, Kaneko said with a tone of surprise, but also a bit of happiness. I heard most of it, and I will just say this. If you want to take Kaneko by force, I will crush you, Goku told Kuroka. And who the hell are you? Kuroka asked. Me. I am the one who will become Kaneko's husband in the future, he answered as if it were nothing. Rias smiled hearing that, and Kaneko blushed so deeply her face turned a bright red, though it also carried a smile, something she did not show very often. Kuroka was stunned. What nonsense was this boy saying? He was just a simple low-class devil talking as if he were someone powerful. How arrogant could he be? Kuroka could not tell if he was brave or a complete idiot for having so much confidence in himself. But while Kuroka was thinking all this about Goku, a portal opened behind her, and out stepped a young man, with short black spiked hair wearing a headband across his forehead, and dressed in Chinese combat clothing. "What is taking you so long, Kuroka? Volley is getting impatient," the young man told Kuroka. "Something unexpected came up as you can see, and that is why I am late, Bikao," Kuroka answered, pointing at Rias and Goku. When Bikao looked at Goku, he seemed familiar for some reason, though he could not place why, but after thinking about it for a moment, he remembered Volley had warned him that if he ever ran into a devil with a strange hairstyle, he should not think about challenging him, or he would be destroyed. "Hey, you with the strange hairstyle," Bikao said, and Goku pointed at himself. "Do you know Volley?" Bikao asked. Goku, hearing that, could only smile, and answered, "I see. You are one of the companions Volley has been secretly gathering, right?" Goku answered, which surprised both Bikao and Kuroka. "How do you know that? Did Volley tell you something?" Bikao asked, not understanding how Goku knew about them. "Ha ha ha, of course not. I simply picked up on all of your presences from being around Volley," Goku answered with a smile. "I see, so you are a key user, just like Volley said, but there is something I do not understand. How is it I cannot sense anything from you besides your magic power?" Bikao asked, not understanding why, and Kuroka nodded along too. "It is simple, kid. I just suppressed my ki so the girl with cat ears would not notice me," Goku explained to the two of them. "Suppress your ki? Is that even possible?" Bikao said, stunned. "If that is true, this guy is very dangerous," Kuroka thought as a cold sweat ran down her face. "With the right training it is possible," Goku answered them. "But setting that aside, I am letting you know you will not be taking Kaneko." "Is that a threat?" Bikao said. "It is reality, kid, and if you want to fight we will fight, but I am warning you of something. If I find out this was Volley's doing, not just the two of you but the rest of your entire group will be wiped out," Goku answered, now serious, raising his power a little to intimidate them. And it worked, since both Bikao, who was trembling, and Kuroka, whose tail bristled, at feeling the sudden burst of power Goku released, back down. "Fine, I am not stupid enough to get into a fight. I know we cannot win, right, Kuroka?" Bikao said, acknowledging he could not handle Goku, and Kuroka could only nod along. "Smart kid. Knowing when to back down is a virtue too," Goku said, pleased with Bikao's choice. "Well, with that we will be on our way, but could you tell me your name first?" Bikao asked. "Sure, kid, I am Son Goku. But just call me Goku since I like you," Goku answered with a smile. Bikao, hearing the name, was surprised, but quickly seemed to understand something. "I see. No wonder you are this powerful," Bikao said, leaving those present confused. "Whoa, and by the way, tell Volley if this happens again I will eliminate him. Will you pass along the message?" Goku said seriously to Bikao, who nodded. But before they left, Goku stopped Kuroka to talk to her. "Hey, Kaneko's sister." Kuroka, hearing that, pointed at herself nervously. "Relax, I am not going to do anything to you, but I will tell you something. If you want to see Kaneko, you can come by the house whenever you like. But do not let something like this happen again, understood?" Goku told Kuroka, whose eyes went wide at his offer. She, with a happy smile, only nodded, and said, "Really? Thank you. I will take you up on that and visit soon. See you later, Sharon," Kuroka said, waving her hand in farewell, looking very pleased. "Sure, see you later, Kuroka ni-san." Kaneko said goodbye to her sister with a smile, and the portal disappeared in front of the three of them, who all sighed at how tiresome that whole thing had been. Meanwhile, back at the meeting, something amusing was about to happen. Meeting location. Rossweiss felt a little uneasy since everything had happened so fast, and she still could not believe she had gotten herself a husband, even though it seemed she would have to share him with all these girls. "Girls, does it not bother you having to share Goku among all of you?" Ross asked the girls, who gave her a look like they did not understand the question. "Why would that bother us?" Riener said. "Do you not want to have him all to yourself?" Ross asked Riener. "I will not say I did not think about that at first, but now I think the bigger the family the better, right, girls?" With Riener's answer, everyone nodded. Ross was surprised to see there were no fights among them, and that they did not mind sharing the same man. The girls exchanged glances at each other, looking a little embarrassed, but did not say much more on the subject, and the conversation naturally moved on to other things. After that, everyone got busy catching up and celebrating the newest addition to the group, and the day carried on pleasantly at the gathering. Day of the trip, train station. Everyone was quite excited about the trip. The most excited were the church trio. Meanwhile, Ria's Aquino, Medica, Riener, Sona, and even Grafia were there to see them off. Aquino was very clingy with Goku, now that he had to leave, and did not want to say goodbye to him. "Aquino, please, it is only 3 days. I do not want to be apart from him either, but this is good for him since the trip to Kyoto will be a good experience for Goku." Rias told Aquino, though deep down she felt exactly the same way. I know Rias, I know, but still it is hard not being able to see him for 3 days. Akino seemed to understand it in her head, but her body and heart felt otherwise. Goku hugged Akino tightly, which surprised her since he did not usually show affection like that in public, not even at school, but it calmed her down a little, and she returned the hug the same way, which made other girls jealous as they watched Goku a bit annoyed, since it seemed lately Akino had become his favorite both in these displays of affection and in general. Akino, seeing them burn with jealousy, gave them a victorious smile, which only made them burn even more, leaving Akino very satisfied with their reactions. In the end, Goku hugged all of them one by one, leaving them happy, and boarded the train headed for Kyoto. After the train left, the girls stayed behind with sad looks on their faces, but it was only 3 days, or so they thought. Suddenly Rias realized something. I forgot to give him his lunch, Rias said out loud while the others froze at what she had said. Kyoto. After a long trip during which a small incident with the food occurred on the train, the group finally stood in front of the hotel where they would be staying during their time in Kyoto. This is pretty fancy for a group of students, do you not think? Goku said, surprised by the quality of the hotel. This place belongs to the Gremory family. That Rias really spoils all of you, Azazel said with a smile, looking at Goku and the others. They paid him no mind since they were too caught up in their own thoughts. I am sure the food here will be absolutely delicious, Tiamat said, practically drooling just thinking about it. Well, I prefer Rioner Oni-sama's cooking, Aja said, who loved the meals Rioner made. Everyone at home cooks really well, especially Rioner, Grafia, and Akino. I love the stew Akino makes. Goku praised those three, and remembering Akino's stew, started drooling right alongside Tiamat. And what about the others? Irina asked. Goku turned pale remembering Rias and the others cooking, and only said their cooking is creative. He answered a little nervously. After that, everyone headed to their rooms to unpack, but when Goku was shown where he would be staying, he immediately refused outright. I am not sleeping in this place, Goku answered right away, seeing how run down the room was. This place was arranged specially by Rias so we could all gather here without any trouble, Azazel said. Goku gave him a dirty look which made the leader of the fallen angels sweat. Well, then you sleep in this place. I am calling Rias right now to give her a piece of my mind about her brilliant idea of making me sleep here during my trip, Goku said, quite annoyed by Rias's idea. Azazel nervously looked at Rossweiss, hoping she would help him with this, but she had no intention of getting involved since she honestly thought it was rude of Rias to put Goku in a room like that. Goku, who had stepped a little away from them, had already called Rias, and after a few minutes came back over to Azazel and Rossweiss. All settled. Let us head down to the front desk, Goku told the two of them. When the three of them went down to the front desk, Goku walked up to the counter and asked if they had received a call, which they confirmed, and handed him a key. Where is that key from? Azazel asked. The hotel's VIP suite, Goku answered with a smile. Azazel realized something right then, and that was that none of his girls could ever say no to a request from Goku, and seeing how happy Rossweiss looked watching him smile, made it all the more obvious. But while everything was proceeding calmly in the world of DxD, something was about to begin in another world. Universe 7, Trunks' future. In the sky of Trunks' apocalyptic future, a dimensional portal appeared, and out of it stepped Zero, who had come to this specific place because he was looking for a particular individual. Every time I see this place, it looks even more beautiful to me, Zero said, gazing at the ruined world with a smile forming beneath that hood. Zero quickly moved toward the place where he sensed two enormous key signatures, and flew there to meet them. In a spot in the mountains there stood a wooden cabin, and on its terrace at a table drinking tea sat two people. One of them looked exactly like Goku, but wore gray and black clothing, and beside him sat a green-skinned Kaishin with a white crest. Seeing them, even though his face could not be seen, a wide smile formed beneath that hood, since these two would be his trump card against Goku. But before he could even approach the spot, the Goku lookalike was already behind him with a blade of key pointed at him. Who the hell are you? The Goku lookalike asked Zero. Impressive. I could not even react. You are very powerful. What should I call you? Zamasu, or perhaps Black? Zero asked, not the least bit nervous. Black, noticing Zero did not tremble or fear him at all, lowered his blade with a smile and invited him to join them for tea. While they drank tea, Zero explained his plan and how a Goku who had strayed from his own path, taking an alternate route, was causing him a great deal of trouble. I see, but how does that benefit us? Zamasu asked. It would actually work out well for him, since thanks to now having Son Goku's body, if he fights him, it will rapidly increase his power, and that way your Zero Humans plan would speed up. Zero explained the benefits to them. Certainly the proposal was very tempting, but there was surely a catch. Still they accepted. After Zero told them he had some things to prepare, and left Black and Zamasu talk between themselves. He will surely betray us, Zamasu said, watching the direction Zero had gone. When that happens we just kill him, and that is that, Black said, clenching his fist with an evil smile. It was clear all of this would end very badly for both sides in the future. Kua City, at night. In the night sky over Kua, portal opened, and out of it stepped Black, Zamasu and Zero. What a noisy place, Zamasu said with an annoyed face. It will be quiet soon enough, Black answered. In the night we could see Akino walking home after going shopping. She had no idea her fate was already sealed.